You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to present our president, Dr. Dennis Galen.
Thank you, Ed, and good morning. I want to begin by thanking each of you for coming out this morning on this very, very beautiful South Florida day for the celebration of our students who have completed a goal that they started out on some years ago. And so, for those of you here, you should imagine that this is a very rewarding day for those of us who have the privilege of serving this community through Palm Beach State College. We come to our places of work each and every day, trying to do all that we can to be sure that our students will arrive at this point. And so you would imagine then that this is a very, very rewarding day for us to be able to see the fruits of our labor. And so it is a pleasure for me as the president of Palm Beach State College to welcome you to the Fall 2013 Commencement Program. It is indeed a special delight to congratulate all of our graduates on their accomplishments and recognize the family members and friends who supported them in their academic pursuits. I noticed that, there are some flags, and I know that you observed them as well, wondering perhaps, what do they represent? Well, they are the countries that are represented in this graduating class. And if you were to count those flags in addition to the United States, we have some 30 countries that are represented in this graduating class. And so you're talking about an international community. It is indeed one that we have at Palm Beach State College. Without further delay, it is time for our invocation, and I would like to invite at this time the Vice President of Student Services and Enrollment Management for our institution to come forward and give the invocation. And so will you stand and remain standing until the national anthem is completed. Mr. Barbados, Dr. Barbados.
Standing before us today is the fall graduating class of 2013. These individuals are poised to become faithful ambassadors of Palm Beach State College. They fulfilled the vision of the District Board of Trustees. They satisfied the mission of the institution's administrators. They reflect the patient and insightful instruction of the faculty. They symbolize the quality of support provided by the college's dedicated staff. And they are monuments to the sacrificial support of family and friends whose steadfast encouragement kept their goals and objectives in focus. The graduating class of 2013 will no longer stand in lines at the campus bookstores. Remember that? They will no longer join the race to find parking spaces on crowded campuses.
Amen.
Can I get an amen for that? They will not have to negotiate enrollment in another closed class. They've completed their final writing assignment, successfully solved their final algebraic problem. Woo! Thank you, math faculty, for that. And determined the value of n. Let us celebrate the achievements, degrees, and honors our students earn today. May our gratitude on this day carry us forward to create a world marked by peace, justice, and compassion beyond measure. So let us hail the Fall 2013 graduating class of Palm Beach State College.
Thank you, and you may be seated. I would be remiss if I did not congratulate and send our best wishes to all of our professors, Professors McMullen, Gibble, who worked with our students with that wonderful rendition. Let's give them another round of applause. And I would also want you to know that we have another professor who's here, Professor Alan Weber, who also worked with our students on a daily basis. Professor Weber, thank you for being here and working with our students as well. You may be aware that we have at the institution 5 members who serve on the Board of Trustees, individuals who are appointed by the governor of the state of Florida, and they approve and set policy for this institution. We're privileged to have, at this time, the chairman of the Board of Trustees to give trustee remarks, Ms. Carolyn Williams. Ms. Williams, come forward, please.
Thank you, Dr. Gallen. To Dr. Gallen, college provosts and deans, distinguished faculty, staff, families, guests, and to the graduates of the fall class of 2013. I am especially pleased to be here today, and on behalf of the District Board of Trustees, I extend a warm welcome and good morning. As the governing and policymaking body of Palm Beach State College, the Board of Trustees work closely with the President and his administration. We consider recommendations, approve policies and programs that reflect the values, beliefs, ideals, and principles which characterize the academic life of Palm Beach State College. None of the actions required by law of this board brings as much pleasure and reward as commencement celebrations, witnessing the excitement and joy of Palm Beach State graduates, their families, their guests, their friends. Board members, allow me to introduce the board members who are present here today. Joining you today is Mr. William Berger, Mr. Dave Talley, unable to be here today, Ms. Wendy Sartori, and our Vice Chair, Mr. John Dowd. Mr. Berger and Mr. Talley have served previously as chairs of the board. Commencements are highlights of the college academic year. For you graduates, this day represents a milestone, a dream fulfilled, a reflective moment after the culmination of a great deal of hard work and sacrifice. Today is not only a culmination, it's a beginning, the commencement of a new phase of your lives. This is also a special day for college faculty, staff, and administration who take great pride in your accomplishments and work hard to make this commencement ceremony a success. So let's give everyone a round of applause. I applaud you for completing your education here at Palm Beach State College and moving forward to pursue your bachelor's degree at a university. This is the first of 2 commencement ceremonies being held today for the fall graduates of the college, degree and certificate programs. The overwhelming majority of you are receiving associate in arts degrees, which are our transfer degrees. I congratulate you. The Board of Trustees is confident that the education and experiences that you have gained as a student at Palm Beach State have prepared you for your next steps. You are moving on to upper division coursework for a variety of fields, from business and education to engineering and healthcare. You have a promising future. You are leaders. Opportunities abound. Enjoy every moment. Seize every opportunity to learn and grow. Some of you have overcome many hurdles to be here today. You completed your AA degree while working 1 or more, even 2 jobs, raising children, sacrificing financially and otherwise. But you were committed to this goal. You persevered because you understand the value of an education and the doors that it opens. Graduates, these past 4 years, you and your mentors have worked side by side to sharpen and focus your dreams and your identities. How you continue to define yourselves when you leave today is up to you. The faculty and the members of the Board of Trustees, Dr. Gallen, who are granting you your degrees today, hope that you will continue to lead lives reflecting the promise that we see in you today. Lives that will make a difference in the world, lives that will make you, your family, your friends, and your Panther Nation proud. I wish you the best, and congratulations. In closing, I'd like to reflect on 2013, at least a notable personality in 2013. Nelson Mandela, the beloved and courageous South African leader that the world recently lost, said during a speech in 1993 that education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. And while watching TV clips of his life over the past few weeks and interviews with his family about the impact of his 27 years of imprisonment, they said even while imprisoned, he stressed the importance of an education. Graduates, how do you plan to leave a legacy? How do you plan to change the world? Ask yourself, what legacy can I leave? You will hear this morning from your classmate, Laura Calderon, about how pursuing an education has changed her life and that of her family. I'm inspired by her story, and I'm inspired by seeing all of you out there today in your caps and gowns. I'm confident that in your own way, you will do your part to change the world and leave a memorable legacy. Best wishes to you, God bless, and go forth and change the world.
Thank you, Ms. Williams, for sharing those inspiring words with our graduates. And it's indeed a pleasure now for me to have the opportunity to share my parting words with you, with your graduates, and all of you in the audience at this time. So to the members of the District Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, family members, friends, and especially to our graduating class, good morning and welcome to the Fall 2013 Commencement Program. Graduates, you may applaud. Thank you so very much. It's difficult for me to see you out there, but I know that on my way in, I saw you sitting there, so I know you're there. Graduates, I want to commend you on completing the goal that you started a few years ago to complete your degree. I hope that you are proud because there is nothing small or insignificant about what you have accomplished. And for that reason, today should be a day for celebrating. And I know that it is early in the morning and you may not have had the opportunity at this point to begin that celebration. And so I want to give all of us an opportunity now to rally around our graduates and celebrate their achievement. So what I would like to do at this time is to ask all of the members in this building, with the exception of our graduates, to stand in a second and find some way, in the biggest way that you can make noise, to stand and give our graduates one big round of applause, including the individuals here on the podium. Will you stand? Audience, will you stand? And let's make some noise. Thank you very much. That's it. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you may settle down. Graduates, I hope that during your enrollment at the college that you took advantage of every opportunity afforded you to develop your talents to their fullest potential. As you leave, I hope that you will carry with you lasting memories of the experiences that you have had here with our professors and with your fellow classmates. Enrolling at Palm Beach State will not be a decision that you will ever regret, and I can assure you of that, because you have changed. I feel confident in saying that you have changed because obtaining an education is transformational. Education starts a ripple effect that changes life for the better for all of us. Education holds the key to the American dream, and education is an asset that can remove those artificial barriers between races and cultures. John F. Kennedy once said that, and I quote, "All of us do not have equal talents, but all of us should have an equal chance to develop the talents that we have," close quote. You know, as I think about those words that the president quoted, I believe that they describe absolutely the work of the visionaries who founded this college. You see, the only objective that Mr. Youngblood and Mr. Watkins had when they started Palm Beach Junior College was to create a place for hardworking people who just needed an opportunity to get an education and someone to believe in them. I enjoy summarizing this story about the beginning of this institution because it is indeed a noble and fascinating history. In the early 1930s, more and more high school graduates were returning to their high school to study because they could not find jobs and their parents could not afford to send them off to college. After all, there were only two colleges in the state of Florida, public college in the state at that time, University of Florida and Florida State. And so the superintendent and the principal started a college in the fall of 1933. And from that first graduating class of 3 in 1936, to those of you who are graduating today, as we celebrate the college's 80th anniversary, this college has been transforming lives for those who have enrolled to seek an education. And so the graduates of this institution have gone on to become outstanding professionals and community leaders all across this country and internationally. Graduates, you will continue that tradition. And let me offer a few suggestions for you as you consider, for you to consider as you leave. I could have chosen many virtues to share with you, but I've selected just 2. And I hope that you find them relevant and to your liking. Number 1, make a concerted effort to find your passion. And I know you've heard this so many ways and so many times. Some people consider it somewhat intimidating because what do you mean by your passion and how do I know I found it when I have it? But your passion, I believe, I'm not talking about finding something that just interests you or provide you with some extrinsic reward, but rather search for an endeavor that provides you with your own sense of purpose as a human being. Find something that you're good at and that will wake you in the morning so that you can continue where you left the day before. And as you search for your passion, you should remember that life does not always follow in a linear path. As you search for your passion, there will be those who will tell you that you cannot do this, or you cannot do that, or maybe you should consider something else because of, and the list goes on. So I would say to you, just disregard that and persist on with your dream. Number 2, cultivate some sense of humility. It is not unusual for people who achieve some measure of success to conclude that it all happened because of their hard work and their good judgment. Yes, each of you are here today graduating because of your hard work and because of your good judgment, but those qualities alone did not bring you to this occasion. There are so many others in the world who are just as intelligent and just as hardworking as you are. They are also just as deserving of an education and success as you are. But for some reason, they do not enjoy the opportunity of receiving a degree. And they may not ever receive a degree in their lifetime. This could be for financial reasons, it may be because of broken home, could be because of, you fill in the blank, could be just the luck of the draw. And so why are you here then, and they are not? I'll suggest that the next time that you get in front of a mirror, that you ask yourself that question, why are you here, so fortunate to have completed a goal that you started on years ago? So the point I'm making is never assume that your sense of entitlement have gotten you to where you are, or that your entitlement will get to where you want to be. Wisdom and humility, in my opinion, are great virtues to possess. And finally, remember this day. Remember this moment, right now. And also remember all of those who have continued and contributed to your success. This could be your parents, a family member, loved one, or a friend who just supported you throughout this time. And above all, remember that the actions and decisions that you've made in the past are important. But the most important decisions that you will make will be those that you would make in all the days ahead of you. Again, congratulations, graduates, and I wish you the best. Thank you so very much. At this time, I would like to introduce several members of the Palm Beach State College senior management team at this time. These are the individuals who we come and set policy and recommend to the board of trustees and help to create that environment for good learning and good teaching. So I'd ask that you hold your applause until they all have been introduced. And let me begin with Dr. Peter Barbados, the Vice President of Student Services and Enrollment Management, who you've already met. Mr. Richard Becker, Vice President of Administration and Business Services. Dr. Sharon Sass, Vice President of Academic Affairs. Dr. Holly Bennett, Provost of our Belgrade campus. Dr. Bernadette Russell, Provost of our Boca Raton campus. Dr. Jean Wibby, Provost of our Palm Beach Gardens campus. Ms. Erin Mikowski, Executive Vice Assistant to the President of Advancement and Communication. Aaron, you noticed that, didn't you? Ms. Sue Ellen Mann, the Executive Director of the Foundation. Mr. Kevin Fernander, who's with us for the first time while commencement, who's the General Counsel for the institution. Mr. Tony Parazzali, Chief Information Officer. We now give these individuals one big round of applause because they do deserve it. Thank you so very much for celebrating our senior staff. And then last but not least, I'd like for you to recognize one of the greatest faculty that you'd find any place in planet Earth, who work with our students, and they are the main reason. They work with our students every day, and the catalyst for causing our students to be here at this moment. So we give faculty and staff, will you stand and let us recognize you at this time? Faculty and staff, will you stand, please? Thank you. Very good. Thank you, and you may be seated. At this time, one of our graduates will give the student address, and introducing our student speaker will be Professor Stephen Smalley. Professor Smalley, Stammy, will you come forward, please, at this time?
Well, good morning. My name is Steve Stemley. I'm a professor of earth science and geology at our Belle Glade campus. And first of all, I'd like to once again congratulate our students and their family, our graduating students and their family, for making it here today, and it's a great accomplishment. I have the honor today to introduce the student speaker, Ms. Laura E. Calderon. Now, Laura also comes here from our Belle Glade campus, where she excelled academically, and she's going to be here to introduce or to talk to us about her experience and her educational time here at Palm Beach State College. Now, I can tell you from experience, she is the type of student that every professor here would love to have in their classroom. She's graduating today with her Associate of Arts degree, with high academic distinction, by the way. And she's here to talk to us specifically about her experience of facing and overcoming obstacles and achieving her academic as well as personal goals. So with great pleasure, I'd like to welcome her to the podium, Ms. Laura E. Calderon.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Education. Many years ago, I moved from Mexico to Florida with my family. My parents only had second-grade education. For a couple of years, I went to a local public school in Belle Glade. Knowing my family financial situation, I dropped out of a school as soon as I was old enough to work. My only and best option was to join my siblings and my father to work in the fields. I continued to work in the fields after I was married and until my daughter Diana was born. One night, Diana asked me to read her a book in English. That night, I realized that I couldn't read many of those words in that book. That night was when I realized I was in need of an education. What a coincidence. That book was the little engine that could. Yes. The very next day, I started to look for a program nearby, and I was lucky enough to find a program in Belgrade that teach adults through the Literacy Coalition of Palm Beach County. I attended this program with my daughter Diana, who was 3 at that time. She and I began an educational journey that is nowhere near the end. I learned enough English to pass my GED, and as I finished my first year, I was offered to serve as an AmeriCorps member in the very same program where I once was a student, teaching English in this program. In my second year of service, I enrolled in Palm Beach Community College, now Palm Beach State College. I had to do all the prep classes before I started the actual classes. Why an education? Because I believe it's the best legacy that I can leave for my children. For many students, college is just more school. For me, college means many things. The rupture in my family's chain of farm workers. A clear vision of a better future for me, my husband, and my children. A chance to become a role model for my entire family. Thank you. And the fact that I can prove to myself that the American dream is real. Yes, it is. Thanks to professors like Mr. Gibson, I found out that I had a love for reading. As challenging as math is, Mrs. Edwards taught me that the only negative in education are the negative numbers. And they were hard. If I have to say who my favorite professor was, I will say everyone has taught me not only a subject, but the perseverance and eagerness to reach my goal. And not only professors, but tutors in the reading and especially the math lab with Alvin. Yes. Where Alvin has become the most important person, and to him I owe so much of his time and help. In Spanish, we will say he became my media naranja, which means my half of an orange. In the beginning, he knew everything, I knew nothing. But at the end, I was prepared to succeed. I appreciate everyone in my college, everyone. The advising ladies, Ms. Royal, Carmen, Gary, Jackie, and even the cleaning ladies who kindly greet you in the hallways. The journey has been very difficult. Being a full-time mother, wife, daughter, and of course employee, finding the time for class and homework can be challenging. But I am living proof that nothing is impossible. I have dealt with many problems, illnesses, and my father's death since I started. And I never took my eyes off my target. Education? Why an education? Education was my hope for so many years. And today is one of the most amazing realities that I have ever lived. I thought I could, and now I'm sure I can. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. You know, what an inspiring message. What a confirming belief, remarks for those of us who have the opportunity to work in this profession. And I know that there are a lot of professionals represented in this building here today. The ministry, medicine, architecture, business, you name it. But I tell you, to have the pleasure and the fortune of working in this profession, to make dreams come true, really is very rewarding for me, and I'm sure that I speak for a lot of others, you know, sitting here today. Laura, will you come back to the podium? Because we have a small token that we would like to share with you for the contribution that you've made to this program here today. Is saying Laura E. Calderon, Palm Beach State College presents this award to recognize your contribution as the speaker at the December 19, 2013 commencement program. Congratulations. And thank you so much for what you did. Very good. Thank you so very much. Very much. One of the oversights that have taken place up to this point is that we have a student trustee who serves on the board with the members who are appointed by the governor of the state of Florida. And because of that oversight, Ms. Kenesha Dale now is going to have opportunity to be recognized at this time with a one-on-one recognition. Kenesha, you stand, where are you? Very good. Thanks, Kenesha. Very good. Thank you, Nish. Okay, at this time, I would like to introduce our registrar again. And Ms. Ed Mullins. Ed, you come forward. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, Dr. Gallen. I would like to now share some reminders about our ceremony. Please note that the graduates will be announced in the order they walk across the stage rather than alphabetically. As the students are recognized, you may notice some are wearing stoles or tassels. These students are members of the College Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa, and are recognized for their academic achievements. We also are proud of our Dr. Floyd Koch Honors Program graduates. They will be wearing gold medallions. We have another special tradition at Palm Beach State College. We allow our staff to present diplomas to their immediate family members. Today we have Leslie Sherman presenting to her son, Eric Sherman. Robin Johnson presenting to her daughter, Alexis Johnson. Julia Sanchez presenting to her daughter, Jennifer Sanchez. Mary Irizarry presenting to her daughter, Yanira Bermudez Perez. And Jeannie Hoban presenting to her son, Colin Hoban. As a courtesy to our students and those around you, we request that our guests remain seated and refrain from moving about to take photographs. We encourage you to celebrate your graduates' accomplishments when their name is called, but quickly end the applause for the next graduate's name to be heard. At the conclusion of the ceremony, the stage party and faculty will recess. Students will not recess and will be dismissed from their seats. Please remain in your places until the recessional is ended. Afterwards, you may greet the graduates on the exhibit floor. At this point in the ceremony, I present Dr. Sharon Sass, Vice President, Academic Affairs, and Dr. Gallen to the podium to present the graduating class.
Are you ready to graduate? All right, let's do it. Will the candidates for the Associate in Arts degree please rise? All of you graduates, stand up. All right. Mr. President, it's a pleasure to present to you the graduates of the Associate in Arts degree for the fall term 2013. They have met the requirements for this degree.
As authorized by the Board of Trustees at Palm Beach State College and the state of Florida, I confer upon you the Associate in Arts degree with all of the rights and privileges and honors appertaining thereto. You can now move your tassel from right to left. Very good. Okay, you may be seated. You may be seated until you call.
Test. Announcing graduates today will be Dr. Edward Wiley, Professor Barbara Sharp, and Professor Nancy Pinea. As a reminder and a courtesy to all graduates, please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony. Thank you.
Good morning. Alexis Johnson. Marlene Duran. Gawain Beeson. Sadali Bandali. Denise Alfredo. Sarah Osbranick. Miami Hamaki. Lucia Veraldo. Veronica Besanova. Angelica Acuna. Gusha Heidemer. Jessica Bujade. Laura Calderon. Muriel Hall. Myra Bachinea Feliciano. Claudia Mann. Marie-Claude Bach. Julio Mancada, Jr. Maria Dalamida. Manahil Nasser. Madhuri Patel. Samson Dobsey. Irma Kamocha. Hasey Abreu. Lakeisha Grubbs. Brianne Campagna. Sebastian Cardone. William Hastings. Bradley Carmichael. Anna Guharde de Souza. John Emery. Tamara Rogers. Jose Ocampo. Galicia Paul. Juan Cabo. Evelyn De Jesus. Verlene Julius. Elizabeth Mark. Claslene Jean Pierre. Maureen Sanchez. Stephen Mosley. Nasir Pasaram. Welsum Renard. Eripta Sterling. Lynette Mitchell. Ashley Howard. Shartae Sherry. Christina Hilaire. Jakina Edwards. Michael Lipsley. Andrew Mazzella. Brenda Para. Aileen Pena Rubirosa. Isle Orozco. Mikeria Moore. Keandra Jones. Linda Jones. Sharon Gray Baldwin. Melinda Yearty. Julia Lopez. Brayman Machust. Precious Pace. Sierra McHenry. Rositza Mendoza. Lucy Simons. Nicole Fine. Lacey Dare. Lindsay Minahan. Thank you. Alexandra Achter. Katie Easterling. Brianna Schwartz. Yanisa Rendueles. Lina Torres. Juan Valencia. Jerry Dosing. Celine Andre. Schneidine St. Aud. Remy Dulaurier. Marjorie Hoyos. Jeffrey Wagner. Juan Espina. George Iglesias. Vanandi Montreal. Wencesa Dicicios. Roseanne Hauk. Vanessa Rodriguez. Vanessa Salguero. Alicia VC. Shirley Jean Michael. Reseline Fransos. Amaline Pierre Luis. Diana St. Fort. Eric Sherman.
Natasha Mohammed. Gabriela Perez. Zuli Balbas. Tiffany Welch. Gilma Diaz. Sylvia Cruz. Edouard Saint Armand. Anel Demosten. Heidi Germack. Andre Devia. Brittany Garland. Jacqueline Guimares. Indianara Negerwan. Rowena Allwood. Justin Crespo. Emmanuel Delgado. Widlet Renee. Samuel Puna. Beatrice Gonzalez. Sanqueta McWilliams. Belinda Carena. Anna Navarrete. Luis Tobito. Nadia Jean. Jessica Decius. Sende Enervert. Arisha Copeland. Satonia Montgomery. Odalise Alti. Christina Dean Wright. Olympia Arce. Christina Neira. Aline De Sousa. Lourdes Marzigalanian. Fabiela Luis Charles. Sofia Figueroa. Lorna Dorcius. Rose Simius. Jerry Dupuy. Brucelet Mentor. Leah Blount. Naomi Gourdet. Aline Luvios Pierre Luis. Ana Moyeno. Michael Bell. Justin Vernon. James Hicks. Franceline Germain. Pierre Etren. Christopher Stewart. Cassandra Hertrider. Jeffrey Martinez. Ile Baptishon. Scott Conti. Viviana Duplan. Aber Suligan. Amanda Lopez. Celeste McCoy. David Fumero. Jennifer Weitzel. Kara Hittner. Yvonne Samem Rankal. Glenn Huff. Ishma Omer. Alicia Singh. Jonathan Kraler. Catherine Pennington. Michael Jones. Amanda Spann. Jose Diaz. Orlando Sac Guapo. Renaco Armon. Renee Leon Jr. Luisa Kwan. Monica Hancock. Janelix Rondon Colazo. Jennifer Rodriguez. Carl Vereen.
Caitlin Bonanno. Damaris Marietta Escalin. Scottisha Jordan. Kara Bosser. Charlene Romani. Justine Taylor. Alicia Fedak. Dushard Lazar. Alexa Taylor. Danica Taylor. Paula Pozo. Sandra Wissinger. Alex Fenord. Harris Bisbee. Wade Simplice. Andy Simplice. Mirasanya Luzencourt. Jessica Dorville. Sarah Mariston. Lucy Gudoom. Rosalba Johns. Mariel Garner. Victor Sandoval. Leah Carrier. Naquanda Ingram. Shaniqua Lachey Stubbs. Della Lowry. Danielle Paro. Rachel Levy. Jerry Stanley. James Fennelly. Lisa Brito. Rose Matchett. Mackenzie Lourdes. Kirsten Morris. Samira Shuvesa. Shauna Duchesne. Marina Borges. Joanne Perez. Jakira Brown. Amber Murray. Sarah Williams. Chris Eubank. Joanne King. Lelia Adams. Shakaria Roundtree. Marie Pierre. Siam Ahmed. Anid Andre. Valerie Noel. Evanice Alice. Nino O'Roger. Daphne Thomas. Moise Telusma. Gabrielle Carbonell. Michelle London. Adriana Chirasso. Chelsea Esteverne. Latanya Andrews. June Davis. Alan Castaneda. Kelvin Moradell. Laurel Sarah. Kelly Ramsaran. Janet Sanchez. Nylanda White. Caleb Taddis. Caitlin Suarez. Janira Bermudez Perez. Sandra Livingston. Jennifer Sanchez. Perfy Daddis. Rodriguez Thornton II. Eduardo Eugene. Damian Stevenson. David Charles. Danielle Cyril. Erica Chase. Shirley Dorsonville. Christopher Lazar. Eric Baltazar. Alexander Rubio. Marilyn Dominguez. Joseph Montplaisir. Nerys Barare. Christopher Castillo. Samantha White. Megan Veach. Beth Pozo. David Mauk. Ashley Ragusa. Asan Arif. San Tonkem. Alex Price. Kenneth LaFara Jr. Luis Aldana. Elvin Canellis. Derkyle Hall. Lon Nugan. Ricardo Judy. Dominique Firestone, Firestone, excuse me. Karen Hill. Nashawn Mathis. Shady Sharife. Michael Arevalo Ramos. Katia Cavalli. Estavali Maristil. Feishta Jean Francois. Colin Hoban. June Bowe. Juan Salazar. Alexis Cummings. Ricardo Sanders. Brittany Richards. Sierra Triana. Clara Triana. Anna Maria Quinn Ward. Ada Rodriguez. Diego Ortega. William Hall. Marie Florence Mercier. Jennifer Abdul. Mark Jean. Jennifer Cooper. Santiar Prosplere. Allison Wilkinson. Keith Lovell. Marisabel Morajan.
Okay. Will you give our graduates one big round of applause for their achievement? Very good. Congratulations, students. Congratulations. Very good. Congratulations. At this time, Ms. Jeannie Hoban, who's a counselor and professor at the college, will come forward now and induct our graduates into the Alumni Association. Ms. Hoban.
Thank you, Dr. Gallen. Are you ready to become alumni? All right, and if you will stand, and on the back of your program, you will find the pledge, which you will recite with me. You ready? Got it? As a graduate of Palm Beach State College, I commit to continuing to uphold the values of the college as I travel new pathways in my life journey. I pledge to think critically, act responsibly and ethically, respect others, and pursue opportunities for personal development and civic engagement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Hoban. And now you may be seated. And I will ask Dr. Barbados to come forward and give the benediction. But one other announcement or request is I'd like for you to remain in your places until the professional has ended. And so now, Dr. Barbados with the benediction.
All right, graduates, here we go. Now go forth into the world as strong leaders, as inspired thinkers, as dedicated citizens and volunteers. Go forth and be successful, Palm Beach State College graduate.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to present our president, Dr. Dennis Gallen.
Thank you, Ed. And get up, and you may be seated. Is that good? Those are the words that you've been waiting for a long time, I would imagine. But good afternoon, and let me begin my remarks by welcoming you to this celebration of the accomplishments of students who made a decision some years ago that they wanted to get a degree, a certificate from Palm Beach State College. And I would say to you very candidly that commencement, graduation, call it what you may, but this is a day that I really look forward to. And I'm sure that I speak for those individuals who are sitting on the stage with me, who have the great privilege of coming to our desk or place of wherever we do our day-to-day duties. We look forward to creating an environment to cause students to complete their career aspiration. And so this is that day, and there is none that is more enjoyable, certainly no day that's more rewarding than to be able to see the fruits of our labor, of having students say that I've met the requirements for a degree at Palm Beach State College. And so good afternoon. As president of Palm Beach State, I wish to take this opportunity to welcome you to the Fall 2013 Commencement Program. You may applaud. You may applaud. It is indeed a special delight to be able to congratulate our graduates on their accomplishments and to be able to see the family members and friends who are here who have supported you for so many years. I know that you are happy to be here, and I'm sure that our graduates are happy that you're here to support them in this particular endeavor. You may have observed all of the flags that were brought in this morning. There are some 26 different flags that we just put in place here just a few seconds ago. And those flags carried by students from those countries, including the United States of America. And there was a total of 26. And so those flags represents the international body at Palm Beach State. And I consider it to be a fringe benefit, really, of working at Palm Beach State, all of the diversity. And to be able to walk the halls and parking lots and hear all of the different languages. And knowing that, you know, these are individuals who all are at Palm Beach State, all learning to do reading, writing, and mathematics, but they also are learning about their classmates who've been sitting beside them. And I try to encourage them whenever I see them is that not only should you gain from having to know those individuals, but having to take some time to appreciate the cultures of all of those individuals who you make contact with each day at Palm Beach State. And so there are some 26 different countries that are represented here. So at this time, let's do the benediction. Dr. Peter Barbados, the VP for Student Services and Enrollment Management, will give the invocation. And so let me ask you, all of you, to stand and remain standing until the invocation, the national anthem has been completed. Dr. Barbados.
Standing before us today is the fall graduating class of 2013. These individuals are poised to become faithful ambassadors at Palm Beach State College. They fulfilled the vision of the District Board of Trustees. They satisfied the mission of the institution's administrators. They reflect the patient and insightful instruction of the faculty. They symbolize the quality and support provided by the college's dedicated staff. And they are monuments to the sacrificial support of family and friends whose steadfast encouragement kept their goals and objectives in focus. The graduating class of 2013 will no longer stand in lines at the campus bookstores. They will no longer join the race to find parking spaces on crowded campuses. Can I get an amen? Amen. They will not have to negotiate enrollment in another closed class. They've submitted their final writing assignment, successfully solved their final algebraic problem, and completed their capstone experience. Yeah, the baccalaureate students are happy about that. Let us celebrate the achievements, degrees, certificates, and honors of our students earned today. May our gratitude on this day carry us forward to create a world marked by peace, justice, and compassion beyond measure. So let us hail the fall 2013 graduating class of Palm Beach State College.
Thank you, Dr. Barbados, for those inspiring words that you just shared with us. You may now be seated. And national anthem, I'm sorry. You still want to stand. Remain standing. I'm on autopilot here now. We want to remain standing until for the national anthem. Troubadours.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the free, and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
Okay, you now may be seated. Let's give our students a round of applause for those that great rendition of our national anthem. And of course, I want to thank our professors who work with our students and musically each and every day, Professors Gibble, McMullen, and Weber. Thank you guys for working with our students to develop their musical talents. At this time, I want to introduce to you one of the members of the District Board of Trustees. As you know, we have 5 individuals who are appointed by the governor of the state of Florida to set policy, improve policy for this institution. And we're delighted that we're able to have a majority of our board members with us here today, and especially delighted to have Ms. Carolyn Williams, the chairman of the board, to give remarks on behalf of the board. Ms. Williams, will you come forward, please?
Thank you, Dr. Gallen. Dr. Gallen, college provosts and deans, distinguished faculty, staff, families, guests, and to the graduates of the fall class of 2013. I am especially pleased to be here today, and on behalf of the District Board of Trustees, I extend a warm welcome to you and good afternoon. As the governing and policy-making body of Palm Beach State College, the Board of Trustees work closely with the President and his administration. In our official capacity, we consider recommendations that come before us. We approve policies and programs that reflect the values, beliefs, ideals, and principles which characterize the academic life of Palm Beach State College, an academic life that has nurtured you and many others for 80 years. None of the actions of this board brings as much pleasure and reward as commencement celebrations, where we witness the excitement and joy of Palm Beach State graduates, their loving and supportive families, and friends. Allow me now to introduce the district board members who are present here today. Start with Mr. William Berger, Mr. Dave Talley, and I made the mistake earlier of omitting a very important part of our team, our Board of Trustees, is our student trustee, and I definitely, last but not least, I want to introduce our student trustee, Ms. Kanisha Dale. She has been an outstanding addition to the board, and she represents you well. Ms. Wendy Satori-Link and Mr. John Dowd, who is vice chair of the board, are unable to be with us today, but I'm sure they extend their best wishes. Commencements are the highlight of the college academic year. For you, graduates, this day represents a milestone, a dream fulfilled, a reflective moment after the culmination of a great deal of hard work and sacrifice. Today is not only a culmination, it's a beginning, the commencement of a new phase of your lives. This is also a special day for college faculty, staff, and the administration who take great pride in your accomplishments, and they work hard to make these commencement ceremonies a success. So let's give everyone, guests, parents, graduates, and everyone a round of applause. Graduates, collectively, your accomplishments represent the seamless path that Palm Beach State envisioned for students when the college began offering our first bachelor's degree in 2009. Students in certificate programs who desire to get additional training can complete their AS degree as well as their bachelor's degree without having to transfer. We recognize that to remain competitive in today's rapidly changing workforce, it will be necessary for individuals to continue to update or broaden their skills and knowledge. That's why Palm Beach State, over the last decade, has focused on adding programs in fields where there will be jobs and ensuring that our programs and our facilities are high quality and offer the best and the latest technology and equipment. I am confident, and the board is confident, that the education and experiences you have gained as a student at Palm Beach State have prepared you for the workforce at a time when state and federal labor reports indicate the job market is rebounding. More jobs are being created, and the unemployment rate is declining. As you move into the workforce, we encourage you to do so with passion and drive, whether you are managing your own business or someone else's. The Board of Trustees, again, is confident that the education that you've gained as a student will prepare you for the next steps. You have a promising future. Opportunities abound. Enjoy every moment. Seize every opportunity to learn and grow in your profession. Some of you have overcome many hurdles to be here today. You are leaders, you have persevered while working one or maybe even two jobs, raising children, sacrificing financially and otherwise. But you were committed to this goal because you understand the value of an education and the doors that it opens. Graduates, during your years at Palm Beach State, your instructors, your mentors have worked side by side with you as you sharpened your focus, your dreams, and identities. How you continue to define yourselves when you leave today is up to you. Dr. Gallen, the faculty and staff of Palm Beach State College, and the members of the Board of Trustees, in granting you your degrees today, hope that you will continue to lead lives of passion, reflecting the enthusiastic promise that we see here today. Lives of integrity that make a difference in the world. Lives that will make you, your families, and as alumnus, lives that will make your Panther Nation proud. In closing, during this celebratory season of endings and beginnings, it is customary to don the face of Janus, looking forward to the future and simultaneously looking behind or reflecting on past experiences and memories. 2013 has been a year of reflection. Palm Beach State has remitted 80 years of outstanding service to the community and the state. The country has remembered historic events and personalities that have changed our nation and world, great battles, a president, and warriors for justice. Nelson Mandela is one of those. The beloved and courageous South African leader that the world recently lost said during a speech in 1993, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world," end quote. And while reading about his struggles and watching TV clips of his life, I recall another quote taken from his comments during his 90th birthday celebration. And I quote, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead." Graduates, how do you plan to change the world? What legacy will you leave? We are confident that in your own way you will do your part to positively impact the lives of many and change the world. We wish you the best. May God bless you now and in the future. Go forth and change the world. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Williams, for those very thoughtful and inspiring words, to our graduates. It's indeed a pleasure now for me to have the privilege to say a few parting words to our graduates. And so to the members of the District Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, family and friends, and especially our graduating class, good afternoon and welcome to the Fall 2013 Commencement Program. Graduates, I want to commend you on completing the goal that you started a few years ago to complete your degree. I hope that you are proud because there is nothing small or insignificant about what you have accomplished. Whether it was a BSN, the BAS, AS, AAS, certificate or diploma, nothing small, all major accomplishments. And for that reason, today should be a day for celebrating your achievements. And what I would like to do at this time, and I know that the members in the audience, if you just gotten settled in and you may have had a long morning, but what I would like for you to do is to be able to say this afternoon or tomorrow or whenever someone asks you, what did you do when you went to the graduation at Palm Beach State? And what I would like for you to be able to say is that I had an active and engaging role in the ceremony. And I'm going to give you that opportunity at this point. So what I would like for you to do is, first of all, I want you to stand, all of you, to stand. Find or think of some way that you can make the loudest noise that you can. And give our graduates one big round of applause. Give it. Come on, graduates. All of you. Very much. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having that engaging role in our ceremony here this afternoon. Graduates, I hope that during your enrollment at the college, you took advantage of each opportunity afforded you to develop your talents, to their fullest potential. And as you leave, I hope that you will carry with you lasting memories of the experience that you have had with your professors, as well as your fellow students. Enrolling at Palm Beach State will not be a decision that you will ever regret, because you have changed. And I feel confident in saying that you have changed, because obtaining an education is transformational. Education starts a ripple effect of change that makes things in life better for all of us. Education holds the key to the American dream, and education is an asset that can remove those artificial barriers that sometimes associated with race and cultures and all those kind of things. Education can remove those. John F. Kennedy once said that, and I quote, "All of us do not have equal talents, but all of us should have an equal chance to develop the talents that we have." Close quote. I really do believe that those words, while they were spoken much later than the founders of this institution, but I really do believe that those words describe absolutely the work of the visionaries who founded this college. The only objective, I believe, that Mr. Youngblood and Mr. Watkins had when they started Palm Beach State was to create a place for hardworking people who just needed an opportunity to get an education and someone to believe in them. You know, the history of this institution is so fascinating, and I really do enjoy reading it from time to time. And legend has it that in the early 1930s, more and more high school graduates were returning to their high school to study because they could not find jobs in the Depression, and their parents did not have the financial means to send them off to college. And to do that, back in 1933, they would have to go to a public institution. They would have to go to Gainesville, to go to University of Florida, or to Tallahassee, to go to Florida State University. So the parents just could not afford to do that. And so you would think that perhaps what a high school graduate would have done would find something to do, nothing, who would ever conceive that they would say, well, I'm going back to the high school that I just graduated, and I'm going to study some more. And so the superintendent and the principal started Palm Beach State in 1933. And from that first graduating class of 3, 1936, to those of you who are graduating today, And as we celebrate our 80th anniversary, I think that you would agree that this college has been transforming the lives of those who have enrolled to seek an education. And certainly they have had the opportunity to work with someone who believed in them, the professors who worked with you. And so the graduates of this institution, they have been very successful. Prior graduates have gone on to become outstanding professionals and community leaders all across these United States and internationally. And graduates, I'm convinced that you will continue that tradition. And so let me offer a few suggestions for you to consider as you leave. I've chosen 2 virtues. Could have chosen many, but 2. And I hope that the 2 that I've selected, I hope that you will find them to your liking and that you would find them relevant. The first is make a concerted effort to find your passion. I know that you have heard that from so many different places, so many different speakers, and oftentimes, at least when I first heard of it, it said, where do I look to find it? And so it could be quite a daunting request for some. And so what I would say to you is that when I say find your passion, I'm not talking about finding something that just interests you or provide you with some extrinsic reward, but rather I hope that you would search for some endeavor that will provide you with your own sense of purpose as a human being, your own sense of purpose. Something that you are good at, and something that will wake you in the morning because you want to get back to completing where you ended the day before. And as you search for that passion, you should remember that life does not always flow in a linear path. It could very well get sidetracked. And as you search for your passion, there will be those who will tell you that, you can't do this, or you can't do that, or that maybe you should consider something else, because what you're considering will not be able to afford you with a lifestyle for which I know that you are aspiring. But I would say to you, don't pay much attention to that. Persist and try to find your passion. Number 2, cultivate some sense of humility. It is not unusual for people who have achieved some sense of success to conclude that it all happened because of their hard work and good judgment. And yes, you are here today graduating from Palm Beach State because of your hard work and good judgment, yes indeed. But those qualities alone did not bring you to this occasion. And so there are so many people in the world who have just as talented as you, just as hardworking as you are. But they are not here today. And for one reason or another, they do not enjoy the opportunity of receiving a degree. And some of them may never achieve a degree in their lifetime. And this could be due to a whole host of reasons. They may have come from a broken home, or they may have, just for the luck of the draw, just did not have the privilege of being here and graduating. But you are, and they are not. And so you may ask then, why am I here? And those individuals who are just as intelligent, who are just as deserving, they're not here and do not have this privilege. And so I would ask that the next time you get to a mirror, some morning, some afternoon, ask yourself, why were you so fortunate? And so the point that I'm making is, never assume that your sense of entitlement has gotten you to where you are, or that entitlement will get you where you want to be. Wisdom and humility are great virtues to possess. And finally, class, I request that you remember this day. Remember this moment right now. And also remember all of those who have contributed to this moment. This could be your parents, your family members, loved ones, and friends, all of whom have worked to support you throughout these times. And above all else, remember this, that the actions that you have made in the past were important, but the most critical action for you will be those that you would make in all of the days ahead of you. And so, graduates, again, congratulations, and I wish you the best in the future. Thank you so very much, and congratulations. At this time, I would like to introduce several of the Palm Beach State senior management team members who are on the podium here today. I'll ask that you please hold your applause until they all have been introduced. The first is Vice President of Student Services, Enrollment Management, a person you've already met, Dr. Peter Barbados, Mr. Richard Becker, who's the Vice President for Administration and Business Services, Dr. Sharon Sass, Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Holly Bennett, the Provost of the Belgrade campus, Dr. Bernadette Russell, who is the Provost of the Boca campus, Dr. Jean Whibby, Provost of the Palm Beach Gardens campus, Ms. Erin Mikulski, Executive Assistant to the President for Advancement and Communication, Ms. Sue Ellen Mann, who is the Executive Director of the Foundation, Mr. Kevin Fernander, the General Counsel for the college, Mr. Tony Perazzelli, Chief Information Officer. Let's give these hardworking individuals a big round of applause for their service to the institution. And now to introduce to you another component of our employee group, the faculty and staff, individuals who are keenly responsible for our graduates' success in being here today. So at this time, I would like to acknowledge our fine faculty and staff at Palm Beach State College. Will you, staff, faculty, will you stand and let us recognize you at this time? Very good. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. And at this time, I'd like to engage in the student speaker for this occasion, who's part of the graduating class, and I'd like to invite to the podium now to introduce the speaker, our newly made doctor at the college, Dr. Jacqueline Rogers, doctor from Nova University. Dr. Rogers, you all.
Thank you, Dr. Gallen. Good afternoon, everyone.
I am Dr. Jacqueline Rogers, Dean of Health Sciences and Public Safety at the Lake Worth campus. It is indeed my pleasure to be here with all of you today to honor your accomplishments and to introduce our student speaker, Shannon Owsley. Shannon is receiving her Associate in Science degree and her college credit certificate in crime scene technology. She has achieved outstanding success at her time at Palm Beach State as an Honors College graduate from the Dr. Floyd F. Koch Honors College. She served as a leader in various student organizations and in community service initiatives. Please welcome a star of our famous CSI Palm Beach program to the podium, Shannon Owsley.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers, Dr. Gallen, the members of the Board of Trustees, the college administration, faculty, staff, family and friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. Today we have that feel-good factor, knowing that we've done our best and that's why we are here. However, we did not do it alone. Along the way, we've had support from our family and friends and encouragement from our professors. 3 years ago, I transferred from Indian River State College to Palm Beach State College, and I was fortunate enough to study under an amazing professor, Steve Bralick. Mr. Bralick is the Honors College liaison. He's always looking to encourage students to test themselves. Week after week, he would ask me, "Did you apply?" And I responded, "No." One week I decided I should apply, just so I can get him off my back. Little did I know, my life was about to take off. I was accepted into the Honors College and decided, let me test myself even further. I became a member of Phi Theta Kappa, president of the Gay Straight Alliance, historian for the Honors College, and student government committee chair volunteer. In addition, I wrapped up the 2012 school year with Palm Beach State College's Most Outstanding Leadership Award and Community Service and Volunteering Award. With the confidence and knowledge that I gained from Professor Bralick, I started my first year in the Crime Scene Technology program. Once again, I was blessed to have another amazing professor, Paul Friedman. Mr. Friedman gave us practical experience, so upon graduating the program, we would be able to be employed. But better yet, his passion enabled us to be the best in the field. In addition to being our professor, he was our mentor and our friend. Some of you have had the experience of studying under a professor or two, so I'm sure you can respect my gratitude and appreciation for Mr. Bralick and Paul Friedman. From today on, we will be taking our talents and our knowledge our separate ways. Some of you will take a well-deserved break, while others will continue at a university. Whatever you do, wherever you go, I'm sure you will not forget today. Hopefully in the years to come, we will meet again at our college reunion. That is something that we have to organize, so I'm sure you will understand that we have to go out tonight to coordinate these events. Before I close, there is one more person I would like to thank who is my main supporter, my mother. Although she's been battling cancer, she has continued to encourage me to be the best that I can be. And for that, Mom, I am forever grateful. Without you, I would not be here today. Finally, as we close this chapter and we open up our new chapter, I would like to wish my fellow graduates health, happiness, success, and the satisfaction of knowing that whatever you do, you will do it well and with passion. As a wise man once said, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. Congratulations, class of 2013.
Let's give Shannon another round of applause. Very inspiring, so thoughtful. Shannon, if you will come back to the podium, because we want to share with you a small token of appreciation for your contribution to this program here today. And it has your name. Palm Beach State College presents this award to recognize your contribution as the speaker at the December 19, 2013 commencement program. So congratulations and thank you for your participation in the program. Appreciate you. Very good. Very good. Thank you, Shannon. At this time, we'd like to invite back to the podium our registrar, Mr. Ed Mueller. Ed, come back.
Thank you, Dr. Gallen. I would now like to share some reminders about our ceremony. Please note that the graduates will be announced in the order that they walk across the stage rather than alphabetically. As the students are recognized, you may notice some are wearing stoles or tassels. These students are members of our College Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa, and are recognized for their academic achievements. We also are proud of our Dr. Floyd Koch Honors Program graduates. They are all wearing gold medallions. As a courtesy to our students and those around you, we request that our guests remain seated and refrain from moving about to take photographs. We encourage you to celebrate your graduates' accomplishments when their name is called, but quickly end the applause so that the next graduate's name can be heard. At the conclusion of our ceremony, the stage party and faculty will recess. Students will not recess and will be dismissed from their seats. Please remain in your places until the recessional has ended. Afterwards, you may greet the graduates on the floor. At this point in the ceremony, I present Dr. Sharon Sass, Vice President of Academic Affairs, and Dr. Gallen to the podium to present our graduating class.
Are we ready to graduate? All right. Okay. All right, let's do it. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Applied Science degree and the Bachelor of Science degree please rise? Mr. President, it's a pleasure to present to you the graduates of the Bachelor of Applied Science degree and the Bachelor of Science degree for the fall 2013. They have met the requirements for these degrees.
Very good. Thank you, Dr. Sass. As authorized by the Board of Trustees of Palm Beach State College in the state of Florida, I confer upon you the Bachelor's of Applied Science degree and the Bachelor's of Science degree with all of the rights and privileges, honors appertaining thereto. You may now move your tassel from right to left. And congratulations. And you may be seated.
Congratulations. You may be seated. Will the candidates for the Associate in Applied Science degree and the Associate in Science degree please rise? Mr. President, it's a pleasure to present to you the graduates of the Associate in Applied Science degree and the Associate in Science degree for the fall term 2013. They have met the requirements for these degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Sass. As authorized by the Board of Trustees at Palm Beach State College in the state of Florida, I confer upon you the degree of Associate in Applied Science and Associate in Science with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You may now move your tassel from right to left.
Congratulations. You may be seated. Will the candidates for the certificates and diplomas please rise? Mr. President, it's a pleasure to present to you the graduates of the Applied Technical Certificate, Applied Technology Diploma, college credit certificate, and post-secondary adult vocational certificate programs for the fall 2013. They have met the requirements for these certificates or diplomas.
Thanks again, Dr. Sass. And as authorized by the Board of Trustees of Palm Beach State College and the state of Florida, I confer upon you the certificate and diploma with all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You may now move your tassel from right to left. And you may be seated. You may be seated.
Hello. Announcing graduates today will be Dr. Anita Kaplan and Professor Nancy Pinea. As a reminder and a courtesy to all graduates, please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony.
First one. Franklin Tiller. Nicholas Rausch Hain. Sarah Hogue. Mohammed Kubali. Adrian Chandler. Jeffrey Miller. Mary Licata. Joanne Perez. Jessica Schmidt. Lillian Dent. Frank Gargiulo. Maria Zorro. Eric Molnar. Andrea Kendall. Francis Ramacha. Ternisha Greenfield. Stacy Moment. Layla Truitt. Madeline Bizaris. Dawn Salamone. Viviana Areza. Amanda Campion. Karina Monroy. Good. Jenny Contreras. Camillo Arisa. Ralph Bradley. Raul Jaime Gomez. Luz Mary Morrissey. Diane Shirley. Hi. Robin Alexander.
Hermione Dorr. Oops. Erwin Ross. Christiana Grabner. Sophia Kuka. Robert Oates. Sonod Alcius. Miriam Estime. George Johnson. Henville Rogers. McQuay Kai. Ayushman Gupta. Louis Lucas. Sharice Robinson. Lizette Polak. Janelle Quinlan. Yaricel Perez. Alina Perez Altamirano. Tricia Pledger. Trinette Pledger. Lori Ann Richards. Mark East. Laurel Mackenzie Thompson. Kenandra Jackson. Carrie Jackson. Keisha Horace. Benjamin Espinosa. Yoharaj Hardial. Stephen Donahue. Kelly Cooper Coughlin. Montelia Jackson. Samantha Pones. Anel Inouez. David Reed. Hamilton Wayne Massey. Melissa Martin. Sean Wenzowski. Jessica Noel. Felicia Gonzalez. Brian Strauss. Matthew Eckstein. Jacqueline McDonald. Liliana Gopaskrina. Dodley Gay. Albert Swetko. Zurita Santiago. Pamela Taylor. Paul Smith. William Haygood. Claudia Latorre. Jean Pess. Fermina de Leon. Carla Iloff. Annette Silva. Kayla Concepcion. Nicole Dennis. Tanya Warden Kemp. Margaret Adderley. Maria Sanderson. Neven Hanna. Gertz Avotins. Joe Subero. Brenda Marroquin. Audrey Gordon. Peter Vincent. Jessica Marquez Gutierrez. Junie Casimir. Scott Wybell. Jennifer Tuck. Amanda Adderholt. Jessica Lincoln. Tracy Bristol. Anna Zayas. Mystique Hewitt. Lynn Barrios Tomasetti. Jacqueline Alexander. Cynthia Ashra. Lordi Shakute. Irene Germain. Anide Sant-Fard. Sharon Cunningham. Amy Canizaro.
Jennifer Plancate.
Kathleen Swanky. Lisa Mansell. Juliet Joseph. Carmen Vasquez. Valerie Dornbos. Bradley Andrews. Andrew Schwartz. Zachary Roman. Scott Porras. Wolfgang Trujillo. Alona D'Eduardo. Christopher Wright. Karina Constantine. Joshua Jacobowitz. Cindy Ponce. Ishwari Gorlapati. Natalie O'Brien. Jacqueline Oliveira. Rose Panzerino Hankins. Ingrid Morrison. Crystal Hassan. Gwenda Alexis. Tina Ramsey. Aslyn Sherry. Maria Nicola. Vida Joseph. Carmen Diamidio. Alicia Brough. Belinda Morris. Claudio Perez. Erica Curry. Lamar Jean Tenoble. Jessica Rosales Gonzalez. Carol Rosales Gonzalez. Alyssa Marie Menendez. Rosie Mendez. Lali Valdivieso. Santana Norfos. Amanda Marie Polo. Crystal St. Pro. Derek Graham. Sarah Maxwell. Kayla Prada. Carly McLeod. Laura Hernandez. Shinoy Ragaraj. Delai De La Rosa. Jennifer Scarisbrick. Dana Troxel. Heather Radcliffe. Requetta Butler. Marcelina Vital. Yarnice Classy. Willard Botchley. Rosalinda Mendez. Amber Smith Spritzer. Tarina Williams. Jaleesa Kinglock. Rocio Heredia Magana. John Saborin. Mobria Batik. Jesse Cesar. Tina Cote. Camilo Garcia. Jada Gaynor. Amy Adkins. Shamina Kader. Lauren McCullough. Cassandra Wallace. Erin Cooper. Ada Nazario Smola. Bobby Joe Fernandez. John Behan. Kara Osterud. Amanda Bronstrom. Karen Damaris. Marie Nicole Gustave. Brittany Elliott. Dorothy Gourdet. Justin Pagan. Shirley Reyes. Cody Grimm. Zinzia Zhang. Alessandra Cristofano. John Nunn. Vera Street. Marlene Duchatellier. Warren Mitchell. Farah LaPlante. In memory of Anisha Williams. Lauren Panton. Rebecca Mouser. Noelia Chavez. Mia Bailey Schofield. Janae Jenkins. Deborah Gordon. Lisa Grana Muniz. Shayla Leah Gonzalez. Kayla Ortiz. Laura Simmons. Lori Ristov. Stephen Mundell. Willie Reynolds Jr. United Vega Velez. Ricardo Carrillo. Vanessa Varela. Caitlin Rigo. Markinson Nelsie. Andre Montenegro. Michael Aguilera. Aaron Boone. Randy Hatche. Trevor West. Jose Maldonado. Donald Edmond. Tanyel Edmond. Andrea Evans. Christopher Haynes. Julio Garua. Kimberly Rogers. Cynthia Holler. Karen Quintero. Tara Balga. Bonnie Sterling. Andre Desir. Zachary Weiss. Joanne McMillan. Altamis Milanis. John Love. James A. Loftus. Paul Rakovich. Kelly Thompson. Jenny Moran. Lexi Justice. Jessica Robbins. Haley Fritz. Craig Mincy. Rosina Louise Charles. Genteya Coragia. Toy Gatlin. John Hami Wimpelberg. Paula Damino. Nicholas Atwell. Louis Galeon. Veronica Bensova. Lucia Verardo. Cody Butler. Andy Hamill. Franz Leisure. Sean O'Connell. Mark Lowe, Jr. Shannon Weasley.
Okay. Very good. Let's give our graduates one big round of applause. Very good. Congratulations again, graduates. It's been our pleasure to serve you. And at this time, we will have the induction of our graduates into the Alumni Association. And we will have the induction performed today by Ms. Susan Berster, who's now the Associate Dean at the college. Ms. Berster, will you come forward and induct our graduates? Miss Susan.
Good afternoon, graduates. I am very honored to lead you today in your alumni pledge. I'm a graduate of what was Palm Beach Junior College back in 1987. Actually, August, we had summer graduation, and mine was held in the gymnasium at Lake Worth campus. So we've come a long way. If you have your booklets, please turn to the back of your booklets. And if you don't, you could look on with somebody next to you. And please follow me through the pledge. Oh, please stand. Thank you, Dr. Allen. Sort of like church. Stand again. All right. Along with me, as a graduate of Palm Beach State College, I commit to continuing to uphold the values of the college as I travel new pathways in my life journey. I pledge to think critically, act responsibly and ethically, respect others, and pursue opportunities for personal development and civic engagement. Thank you.
Okay, you may now be seated again, and I promise that's the last time. At this time, we will have the benediction, and we will ask Dr. Peter Barbados to come forward and give the benediction for the closing. One announcement, we'd like for you to remain in your seats or standing in place until such time as the recessional has passed through. Appreciate that. Dr. Barbados.
And for the benediction, now go forth into the world as strong leaders, as inspired thinkers, as dedicated citizens and volunteers. Go forth and be successful, Palm Beach State College graduate.